Big changes are coming to traveling in Europe. Starting soon, entering the Schengen area won't just be a simple entry stamp, it'll become digital. The new EES, which is the entry exit system, is coming to effect starting 30th October 2025. It is being launched in a phased manner, and in this video, we'll get into the depth of four things related to this system. Number one, what this system actually is. Number two, how does it affect the travel of us Indians into the Schengen area? Number three, how will it affect the Schengen visa applications in India? And number four, are there any advantages or specific disadvantages to this system for us Indians? So, if you're planning your dream Europe trip in 2025 or next year in 2026, this video is very important because in this video, we'll explain how this EES system might change the entry and exit system of the Schengen countries once and for all. Welcome to Scrubs and Suitcases, and let's start this video. Hi everyone, we are Rohit and Arshia, two dentists who are absolutely in love with traveling the world. For us, memories are the one treasure we know we'll carry with us forever. And that's why we are out exploring, filming, and sharing. So come along with us on this journey and let's start this video. So the first question comes, what exactly is EES system? EES stands for Entry Exit System. It's a brand new biometric system that will roll out to all the Schengen states starting October 2025. Until now, whenever we visited Europe, the immigration officer just used to simply stamp our passports with the entry stamps, and on the exit, the same used to happen. That stamp was the proof of entry and exit. But from October 2025, the stamps will go forever. Yes, it's sad, but it is true. It'll become completely digital, so there won't be any need of stamps anymore when you enter or exit the Schengen area. The EES, instead of stamps, will collect your biometric data, which is your fingerprints and your face scan, when you enter for the first time. Every time you enter and exit the Schengen country, your exact date and time will be recorded into the system directly and digitally without any physical proof. And on the exit, it will be automatically calculated by minutes to see how much you actually stayed in the Schengen area. All of this will be stored in a centralized EU database and can be accessed by all the Schengen countries whenever they want to. Now, coming on to the next point, how does it affect us Indians when traveling in our next European trip? So, few things that will change are, number one, instead of a stamp, now you'll go through an automated kiosk or a manned EES counter. You'll scan your passport, provide fingerprints and a facial scan, and the system will log your date of entry and time of entry directly and digitally without any stamps in the passport. The data stays linked to your Schengen visa, and when you leave Europe, EES records your exit in the same way. This removes the guesswork in the famous 90 days in a 180-day rule. So, when we land for the first time after this rule has been implemented, we'll have to first go through this EES kiosk and provide the data set required for our entry into the Schengen area. But a point to be noted here, this dataset has to be provided once per traveler and it will have an expiry of around 3 to 5 years. So, it is not that you have to provide this data and fingerprints every time that you enter the Schengen area. No, it's just for the first time. Now, the next point comes, how does EES affect the Schengen visa applications happening in India? it really does not affect that much. And the EES system is more of an immigration related system than a visa related system. It is not supposed to actually change any law regarding the current applicable laws in the Schengen visa applications to Indians. Yes, the only thing that changes is that your travel history, instead of the stamps, becomes fully digital now and will be tracked precisely. So, overstaying, even by a day, can hamper your next Schengen visa application. But for frequent travelers, this is actually a good news. Consistent travel records through EES will help you qualify for that 2 year and 5 year multiple entry Schengen visa. But for now, for the new applications, the embassies will cross check your digital data like your fingerprints and your photos much more carefully than they did previously. Now, coming to the last point, will there be any advantages or particular disadvantages for us Indians traveling to Europe after this system comes into effect? Personally, no, I don't think so. For frequent travelers and for people who stay within the limits of their visa, this system is nothing but a simpler way of immigration. Yes, initially it may increase the lines for immigration, but eventually it will reduce those lines to a substantial limit. Once the data is recorded in the system, your next immigration becomes very smooth. It eliminates the human factor and actually makes the life of frequent travelers more easier. When I recently traveled through Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, this system wasn't applicable. Everything was manual, from stamp to long queues at the immigration. And it was painful because those queues could get really long in the airports which are understaffed, which is very frequent in the European Union. Personally, I think this will make the travel much more easier and smoother once the backlog of all the new data collection completes. But for first timers, awareness is key. Make sure that you check out if any new document is required upon arrival after the system comes into effect with the specific country that you're arriving in. So, if you're planning your trip in 2025 or 26, I hope this video does help you out to clear out some of the doubts that we all had regarding this new EES system coming into effect throughout Europe. Hope this video made you understand the system, and I tried my best to understand it myself for my next coming trip. If you still have any doubts, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll surely get back to you on it.